Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, everybody. And afternoon. I am so excited. I have the opportunity to grab just a little bit of Mr. Ray Higdon's time, and I'm very, very excited about that. And just to share a little bit about him and just to look at his history in the industry. A true professional network marketer, not only that, a coach, a mentor, and I can call him my friend today. I've known him for quite some time, and I've been able to stalk Ray until I was in a room with him and share some of the things that were near and dear to my heart. And for him, with all of his compassion and how he loved this industry, he was able to open up and share some things with me. So today we get to interview Mr. Ray Higdon, one of the most sought after coaches in the industry. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Multiple millions. I mean, sometimes I already know that multiple millions in the industry, been able to coach so many people that have done extremely well in the industry, seven-figure income earners. Shared the stage, Ray. You've shared the stage with people like an Eric Worre, Russ Whitney, Tony Robbins, and the list just goes on and on and on. And so today what we would like to do, published author, I mean, I can keep going because your credibility is just amazing. So what I would like to do today with this particular time is ask just a few questions. And if you can share, 3 to 4 minutes on each one of these topics, it would be phenomenal for me. I am a student. Once the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and I appreciate you. So let me share my screen, and let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Excited.
Thank you. Let's go here. All right, Mr. Ray Higdon, we'll start right here. Could you please share just a tad bit about yourself? And we're just going to ask a few questions around the industry, for the network marketer professionals. So just jump right in there as you see the questions.
Yeah, so my thoughts on network marketing, I take it?
Yeah.
Network marketing is, it's something that I believe most people should do, in that it's the lowest risk, lowest overhead way for you to build a residual income and to make extra money, on the side, or as much money as you would like. A lot of times people are infatuated with, programs like Shark Tank or something like that, but you're not an inventor. You don't have the, creative, Edison gene or whatever you call it. Well, network marketing is a way for you with very little overhead, very little risk, for you to start a business and start making additional money from home. And some people choose to turn that into a full-time income. Some just choose to, keep it as a side income, and nothing wrong with that. What's one of the main things that is awesome about network marketing is the fact that it really is a self-development business with a compensation plan. And so if you're someone that likes to develop yourself, if you're someone that likes to constantly work on yourself to improve yourself, the network marketing is a fantastic way and probably the lowest investment way to improve yourself.
Amazing. Definitely. Right. And as we move on, I'm excited about this particular next question, because you've done extremely well when it comes down to marketing businesses. And could you share with us exactly what you would say today and what's been working and what you've seen that will create a great awareness of your business in this particular industry on marketing?
Yeah, for sure. The key thing here is that you are a business. And I think a lot of times people lose this insight. We were blessed just a week and a half ago, we were named to the Inc. 5000 list of America's fastest growing companies. So we were number 754 as far as fast growing companies over the last 3 years with a rate of 529% growth. And we have always looked at us as a business. We're not just a rep or an independent distributor or someone that, sometimes you see people on their Facebook profile, they'll say that they work for, that MLM, company. And you don't work for that MLM company unless they're actually paying you a salary. You're an independent contractor of that company. And what I would encourage you to really embrace is that you are a brand, you are a business. And so what we've been doing for, 6-7 years now is just focusing on branding ourselves and marketing ourselves and our content and the way that we operate via business way more than how we market a network marketing company name or something like that. And I think that that's a distinction. As far as marketing your business, once you understand that it's a business, you want to look at who are you trying to attract, what type of person. You want to look at what problems might they have that your product, service, or opportunity or coaching can solve. And so if I was wanting to target realtors and I want to recruit realtors into my network marketing business or sell them whatever I have, then I would look at, okay, what problems do realtors struggle with? Maybe it's getting more listings. Maybe it's, where to post listings so you get more traffic. Maybe it's how to close more buyers. Maybe it's, how to improve a house so that shows better, right? There's all kinds of different problems that realtors experience, but that's true of any type of person. So if I wanted to, attract people who are overweight and wanted to lose weight, right? That would be a particular thing. I would go through the scenario of what problems do they have, what information might I have that they need to know, and then I would turn that knowledge into online content via videos, maybe live streams, maybe interviews like this, maybe blog posts to attract them to me. And then from there, I'm connecting with the leads that I generate to see if they are interested in my product, service, or opportunity.
Wow, totally amazing. Understanding that you are the brand.
Yeah.
I truly appreciate it. That's amazing. I can't wait to go back and look at this video. All right, we're going to keep rocking and rolling. Let's talk about prospecting and closing techniques. A lot of people want to know, prospecting, how do I close? So could you just share just a tad bit on both of those topics very quickly?
Yeah, and we could spend 8 hours on prospecting and closing stuff. I think the number, but I'll give you my top tips. The number one tip when it comes to prospecting is don't have an addiction to the outcome. And instead of trying to close everyone, look for people who are open. And so, when you are that, and that's all we've ever done is we've just looked for who was open. So I didn't try to close, my brother-in-law. I just saw if he was open. And if he was, I would show him more information. If he wasn't, I wouldn't. And if you create that kind of energy of I'm not desperate or needy, I don't need to close everybody. And, and I had this way of operating back when I was dead broke and in personal foreclosure. I still had this way of operating in that I didn't want to turn people off. I didn't want to create resistance. I didn't want to feel icky at the end of the day because I was so pushy or whatever. Instead, just see who's open. And, if you learn to say less to more people and just get in front of more people without an addiction to the outcome and, just seeing if they're open, no one will ever be turned off and you won't be energetically drained at the end of the day. So that would be prospecting. As far as closing, my number one tip for closing is ask questions. A lot of people, they want to study a script or they want to study, what is it that I say once they've seen a presentation. What I say is after someone has seen a presentation, I'll just ask them, hey, what'd you like about what you saw? And they may say, I don't like any of it. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem then. Guess it's not a fit for you. Do you know anyone that does want to make some extra money if I showed them how to do it? And, so I'm just not addicted to that outcome again. But I'm going to ask questions. And if they say, oh, you know what, I like this, I might ask them another question and say, well, what does that mean to you? Like, why is that important? And then, I'll keep asking questions. And, the final one would be, wow, if they've said a lot of positive things, I'll say, wow, sounds to me like you're ready to join. And then I'll shut up. And that little process right there has recruited hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people into network marketing companies over the years. We no longer actively build a network marketing team. Just to clarify, we decided to sell our position earlier this year and just focus on coaching and training the industry as a whole. But that's my best tip for prospecting and my best tip for closing.
Amazing. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to move right on along here. Why do most people quit and how to reduce it?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons people quit. I think it's how they entered. I think that is the most relevant piece of information on if someone will quit and how soon. So if someone entered the industry or entered your network marketing company with false expectations, like they were told that they were going to make $10,000 a month without even talking to people, well, they're going to quit pretty darn fast, because you have to put in some serious work to get to any kind of income level. And so it's just not going to work out. So a lot of times you're killing your rep right at the minute you actually recruit them. And so, if someone says to me, in the past, if someone said to me, well, am I going to have to work hard at this to make big money? I'll say, yeah. And, and I'll just tell them, yeah, you're going to, and so, that is probably the number one reason people quit, is how they were brought in, under what assumptions, under what expectations. Were you clear with them that if they want to create a serious income, they need to attend events, they need to prospect people, they're going to get rejected, they're going to hear differing opinions? How did you bring them in is probably the number one indicator of how soon and when they will quit. As far as how to reduce it, you have to constantly be working on your team culture and your team community. And there are two things that I suggest you talk about in your team trainings and when you're interacting with team. And that is, number one, why are they doing this? What do they hope to gain when they joined? Who do they want to become? So talking about vision, talking about their whys and things like that is very important. And number two, talk about the alternative. A lot of people join network marketing because they have some kind of pain, either money pain or freedom pain, which is probably more often, and talk about that. So, hey, when you joined, you were talking about spending more time with your kids. Well, what happens if you don't succeed? Are you going to be able to accomplish that? For most people, they're not going to be able to. And so talking about why are they doing this? What's the vision of who they want to become? And then also, what's the alternative if they don't create success? And a lot of times that will keep people going. Lastly, I would say making sure that you do your very best to try to get as many of your teammates to events. That's definitely key.
Amazing, amazing. As we bring this to a close, well, it's only two more questions. I just looked at the slides.
Yeah.
Let's talk about team building and duplication. What are your
thoughts? So, my thoughts on team building, I actually just did a blog today talking about retention, talking about team building. One, you want to do no harm, and this is kind of like the doctor oath, do no harm. And the way that you can do harm is, and I've made all these mistakes, so this is how I've learned. The way that you can do harm is if you project your goals onto other people without that knowledge. So if I just assume that every person I ever recruit wants to become a $1 billion a year earner or whatever, then I'm going to project certain things on them that maybe they didn't sign up for. Most leaders, actually, I'll rephrase that. Every leader I've ever interviewed around network marketing, the majority of their team are not builders. The majority of their team go to events, they feel fantastic, they're excited to be a part of the community, and if you push on them too hard, you may push them to break and they may quit just to avoid disappointing you. And so do no harm is number one. Number two, I'd say be the example. A lot of times people, they recruit 4 people, 10 people, 20 people, whatever, and then they climb up in their lifeguard chair and they become a coach. And so, they're saying, all right, guys, go get it, go prospect. And that isn't the way to draw inspiration. It's not the way to motivate your team. The way that you inspire your team is by being an example. You should be in the trenches with them. If you're wanting to motivate your team, be in the trenches with them. You should be the top prospector. You should be recruiting on a weekly basis or even a daily basis if you can. You should be showing up to all the events. You should be doing the things that you wish that they were doing if you truly want to inspire them. Now, still won't inspire all of them, but the ones that have that inspiration gene in them will be inspired by your efforts, regardless of where you are income-wise. If you're staying in the field, if you're staying in the trenches with them, that is inspiring for sure. Lastly, I would say really, really work on your recognition. A lot of leaders at some point in their career, they switch to criticism mode, where they just like, who can I criticize today? Well, think about who can you praise today? Who can you recognize? And learn to give recognition between ranks. So don't just have your company as the main recognizer or praiser of your teammates. You be the main recognizer and praiser. You're the one that, congratulate them for getting to events, congratulate them for prospecting their first person, congratulate them on recruiting their first person, and look for how can I recognize and praise someone in my team today. That's a great way to operate. As far as duplication, I would highly suggest that you have a fast start training. And the fast start training is geared to answer commonly asked questions and also point, guide, and direct your teammates, and also teach to teach. Now, a lot of people, they'll come up with a fast start training, and when they recruit somebody, they'll give it to them, but they're not teaching them to teach. They're not telling their recruit, now when you recruit somebody, you point them to this video too, and then so on and so forth. Make sure you tell them, on down the line. And so, that fast start training covers commonly asked questions. It tells them where can they get additional training, how do they get a hold of customer support, and in what scenario should they get a hold of customer support. Too many people, they think that, when they recruit somebody, they're also now their mother or they're their father, right? That their downline is plugging their umbilical cord back into their upline. And if you create that kind of scenario where you're the mother hen, or you're the person that, that wipes their bottom for everything they do in network marketing, then the only thing you'll accomplish is you'll just accomplish in not having a big team, because you just won't build a 100,000 person team if you're, cooking and cleaning and feeding every single person in your downline. You got to be a leader. You got to show them how to duplicate. You got to show them how do they handle large masses of people in their team. Because if you don't do that, then they're just not going to grow a big team.
Absolutely amazing. That duplication and definitely team building. Be the person.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Lead generation. When you look at lead generation, can you give us, your top 3 lead generations that you see over these last couple of years that have worked like gangbusters for you?
Yeah. We, last month we generated 22,000 leads. And this month, I think we're close to 5,000. So we're usually about 4,000 to 5,000 a month, unless we're doing something like special, like some kind of special launch or something like that. So I would say, we're pretty good at lead generation. Number one would be, just asking yourself, why should someone become a lead? And why should they reach out to you? Why should they, enter their name and email on your, capture page? Or why should they email you? So first of all would be the definition of a lead. I mean, a lead can be anybody that reaches out to you, period. And so a lead could be someone that, you do a Facebook video or a live video or a Periscope or something like that. And someone emails you and says, hey, that was a great Periscope, right? That's a lead. That's someone reaching out to you. And so, I think a lot of people, they have stringent qualifications around the word lead. Lead is just someone reaching out to you. And so, understand that, number one. Number two, the way that we've generated over 180,000 leads now is the way that we've done it is we've led with education. So we put out education via podcasts and blogs and live streams. And, not that you have to do all of these different things, but all of them work to a different degree. And there may be one that you really like over another. So leading with education and also having a call to action at the end of whatever that is. And if you don't have a website, you can always say, hey, feel free to message me or shoot me an email if you like this information, and maybe we can help you further, that kind of thing. So giving a call to action, asking people to reach out to you via the education that you put out there into the marketplace is very smart. As far as what do you talk about? Our favorite concept that we talk about is ILT. And we created this years and years ago, but it stands for invest, learn, teach. So you invest your time and possibly money to learn things, and then you teach them. Now, most entrepreneurs, and probably every network marketer, they're doing the I and the L, they're just not doing the T. So if you attend a course or a webinar, or you attend a seminar, an event, and you take a whole bunch of notes, well, you invested your time and possibly money to learn some things. Now, if you convert those notes to online content, now you're going to be teaching, and that's the majority of leads that we've generated is through our teaching methods. I would say sometimes people confuse lead generation with buying leads. And, buying leads is a little different. If I always looked at, if you had to buy leads, then it means that you were just too lazy to learn marketing. Like that's how I feel. I'm not saying buying leads is a bad idea, but it's something that I never wanted my career to be me just buying leads of people that don't know me. And so I wanted to learn how to generate my own leads. And I would say, is there a time to ever buy leads? Yeah, when you want some practice. And as long as you're going into it as, hey, I want to get some practice, I want to get some experience with talking to leads, then buy away. If you're like, well, I hope these leads are really good and they all join my business, then you don't understand buying leads. Most of the times, leads that are bought aren't always of the highest quality, and they don't know you. They probably don't know your company. So, it's not likely that you're going to have a high close rate on leads that you purchased. However, if you've generated the lead and they know you, they like you, they trust you, they're giving you their information, that's a much easier lead to close. So we always focus on learning marketing.
Absolutely amazing, Ray. And that was actually my last question. I'm going to turn this thing over and stop sharing. And as we close this out, I got to tell you, first and foremost, for everything you've done for this industry, and I have to make it personal to me, for everyone that's going to watch this particular training, I would have to tell you, definitely, you've given to me. And any final words that you would like to say as, someone look at this particular training and they're ready to get started, any closing remarks?
They're ready to get started in network marketing.
Started in network marketing.
Yeah, just reach out to Kendra and she'll be happy to connect with you.
We're going to go ahead and close this down. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Ray.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
See you.
Hope this was helpful.
It truly was. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you.